Hello, Kindred Spirits, and welcome back to Bits and Bob's Divination. My name is Caitlin, and together we are going to be diving into your biggest energies and blessings for the month of August, as well as to look into Leo season. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so welcome back, my beautiful Kindred Spirits, for joining me here again for another reading, and thank you to anyone new who may be joining us here on the channel today. We are going to be looking into your month of August, biggest blessings, biggest energies, as well as Leo season, so happy birthday to any Leos out there, and we're going to be seeing all of those messages coming in for you. If you're interested in getting a reading beyond this, or other readings that are already on my channel, then feel free to subscribe, as well as check out the offerings that I provide for snail mail readings, where I send a letter to you in the mail. It's typewritten on a vintage typewriter, wax sealed closed for your eyes only, on any question, query, topic on your mind. And there's lots of helpful and honest reviews over on my Instagram that you can check out more for over there. But that's just a great way to support the channel if you'd like to, and support yourself through it. But we are going to look at the piles here to start looking into August and Leo season for you. So we have 3 different piles here with 3 different crystals. So feel free to choose any or all of the piles. But here for pile number 1, if you're feeling called to this one, you might be feeling called to this piece, a very funky looking piece of yellow yellow jasper rather. So if you're feeling called to this yellow jasper, then this is the pile for you. Here for pile number 2, we have this piece. Hopefully it'll show up on camera, but there's a lot of ribbons here of blue tiger's eye. So if you're feeling called to this one, then that is pile number 2. And then last but not least here for pile number 3, there's also another interesting looking shaped piece of red jasper. So if you're feeling called to this red jasper, then pile 3 might be the one for you. Before you start heading off to the timestamps, I like to invite you to take a deep and cleansing breath here with me in a moment, so you can really connect with your intuition, connect with any guides that you'd like to, and connect with yourself. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath together here now. And as always, there are no rules for this. You can choose all 3 of the piles, you can choose one pile, change your mind, flip-flop, anything you'd like. All the timestamps will be down below in the description alongside the chapter marks of this video. And like I said, if you're interested in those snail mail readings, if you're interested in any of the other offerings that I have, all of it will be over on my Instagram, as well as those reviews. And you're always welcome to reach out if you have any ideas or readings that you'd like to see in the future. So feel free to reach out, but we're going to go ahead and get started here with pile number 1. Hello group 1, if you've decided to choose this piece of yellow jasper, then this is the pile for you as we begin to explore with the charms, the tarot cards, and all of the different divination tools here today on your August blessings, what's going on for you for the month of August, what might be coming in energetically, and also to see your Leo season messages. So happy birthday to any Leos out there. I'm a Leo rising, so I'm very excited about what this Leo season will be bringing out for me. But even if you're not a Leo, this is still going to affect us all, as it is the astrological season that we are in. So we're going to be playing around with some Leo archetypes for you all. And like I said, we're going to be using lots of different supplies here, which I'll have all listed in the description down below as always. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So feel free to use your own intuition as we move through this. Feel free to get cozy and settled and comfortable. And let's start off by pulling 3 cards to look into the main energies on their way in for you for the month of August. So like I said, feel free to really connect with the cards, send your own energy in through time and space, and let's see what you got going on for August, group 1. So what are the main energies coming forward for August? First off, you have the Death card. As we have passed halfway through the year, I feel like this card has been coming up a lot for a lot of the readings that I've been doing, and I feel like it's kind of having to do with the fact that we're moving through the year. We're starting to kind of get rid of a few things. We're heading into fall or spring, dependent on your hemisphere. And so there's a lot of like discourse of talking about and moving through things that we just don't really need anymore, that are cluttering up our ambitions, cluttering up our space, cluttering up our mind. And so I have a feeling that like you're kind of purging or getting rid of some stuff this month. So maybe you're donating or letting something go. You could also be letting something go in a more energetic way, but let's see some context here so we can see a little bit more. So group 1, what are you coming in for the month of August? You also have the Sunshine, a very optimistic card, especially in combination with the Death card. This just brings a lot of lightness, literally light, to your reading, which is really nice to see with everything we have here, especially since the sun is shown in the Death card as a rising sun, something to be optimistic for. You know, when something dies, there's always going to be a new beginning on the other end of an ending, and thus a new lightness sort of rising into your space energetically. So let's see some more context. Your guesses are just falling out right away. Group 1, this one even knew exactly where it needed to be. So what do you have here? The 5 of Torches. So this may not have been an easy situation for you to move into this month. Like I said, there's something you're possibly having to sort of hurdle. Like, you can see all these purple clouds brewing. You can see how it's all like intermingling. I don't know how to explain it. So if we look at these cards just visually, if we're not even thinking about like what the cards mean and all of that, if we're just looking at them visually, it feels like this month you have like this uphill battle. It feels subconscious. It feels underlying. It feels like it's not something maybe that you're talking about from day to day, but something that's maybe being brought up, reminded of, something that's just hanging out in the back of your mind, maybe a to-do list, maybe something much deeper, but something is just sort of like an uphill battle for you, and it's hanging out in like that subconscious area. It feels like these rocks, instead of being like a mountain of rock, it feels like a mountain of clouds, and that those same clouds are hiding out here in the Death card. But you know, death is sort of cutting right through those clouds, cutting right through what is feeling like anxious or is brewing up there in the clouds. And then you've got these really beautiful pink vibrant clouds that are showing up with the sun right underneath it and as the sun rises. So it really feels like a really big month when it comes to you on a subconscious level of like moving through something quite personal, right? There could still be the Death card coming in and the idea of like purging and things, or letting go of bad habits or letting go of something that you no longer need to rise again. There is this feeling coming in there for you all, whether that's, like I said, literally getting rid of things in your home or in your space. But because there's so much of a subconscious level, I feel like it's a lot deeper. It feels like it's something maybe that's arising from within. And what's interesting between the 5 of Torches here and the sun is you can see two different figures here. You have two figures here climbing this mountain, climbing these clouds, climbing through this subconscious muck, basically. And there's also sometimes a competitive nature between the two that are shown here in the 5 of Torches. This competitive, I need to get faster, I need to climb higher, I need to do better, and there's this competitive nature. But here in the sun, you can see it's completely the opposite. These two are actually hanging out together, laughing, showing up for each other. Instead of competition, there's a lot more community and a lot more support and care for one another. Instead of battling against each other, there's more of a connection and like a true sense of support and, you know, rapport and reciprocity and joy and playfulness that is coming forward. And because Leo is ruled by the planet, or rather the star of the sun, that's definitely coming forward here too, in the idea that Leo's, and just in general, the energy of Leo season is all about that feeling of shining light on one another. It kind of reminds me of like two sunflowers looking at each other on a cloudy day when the sun's not available and using each other to support each other, to send vitamin D and nutrients to each other, and just being comforted. Instead of looking to the sun, they're looking to each other. And so there's this feeling here that throughout your month that there's something about needing to move from a place of competition and move into a place of support and community. Whether that's just a mindset change, or if there's literally something you need to let go of or shift in your life or in your subconscious, that's coming forward. So let's go ahead and see anything else that might be coming forward for you. So we're going to look at your blessing card for the month. So this is going to show us a blessing that's coming in from spirit, or you can also see it as an energy most in your favor this month. So let's see what that is for you for the month of August. Group 1, nice. The 2 of ink, medium. 2s in general can relate to partnership. Like I said, there's the 2 here, there's 2 here, there's 2 here. So 222 message is really coming forward. So if you look into numerology, that's definitely a number to look out for. That might be leading you or be a good sign to look for. Outside of that, you have the 2 of ink, medium, balance, purpose, and setting. This one usually talks about, like, if you've ever made any ink, that certain inks will not work on certain pieces of paper, and some paper will not work with certain inks, right? And so whatever the setting of a situation is, makes a real big difference on how energy moves and flows, right? So, sometimes we just really don't have a lot of energy in the setting that is winter, right? It's more of a hunkering down, working through things kind of part of the year for the majority. And then in the summer, right, where we tend to be more outgoing, we tend to go to more social events, we might get out more, or we might be working more, doing more things. There's usually a lot more action. And so if we think of the 2 of ink being a round setting as something that's in your favor, is telling me that what's in your favor right now is that it's a really good setting, like a really good set up time for you to find ways to support others, rather than compete or butt against someone, right? That it may not have been a good conversation to have 2 months ago. It may not have been really useful even a year ago to have this conversation with maybe another, or to want to work together with another. But maybe something in you is changing, or the setting of the situation has changed. Maybe you were working with this person and now you don't, and you're meeting back up. Maybe the relationship has changed, whatever it might be. And it doesn't have to be a person here. It could also be your relationship with something else in your life, that you've been kind of competing with and now are finding a way to find support. So this really feels like the setting is really good for you right now, and that's going to be the most useful tool for you this month. So let's go ahead and see what your relationship card for the month is. So this is going to be on the more general idea of relationships in your coming month for August, but this is a collective reading, so as always, it's going to be more general, but feel free to send your own energy in if you have a specific relationship in mind that you're wanting to look into. But let's see what the general energy is for the month of August for group 1. The general energy for the month of August for group 1 here. Ooh, chance. Allow the sea to wash away its chest of wonders ashore. You never know what the tide may bring. This truly feels like this is related to some sort of relationship in your life, and the idea that of what I was talking about with setting. Like something has shifted. You have a second chance with this person or with this relationship, something that's coming around where before it would not have worked. Something has come into your favor, something new has changed the game here, and now you're able to have maybe a second chance or a second opportunity to look at this person or this situation from a new perspective. Also, on a very completely different note, this can also talk about like if you are like flirting with someone or wanting to take a chance on a job or wanting to put yourself out there. This is also a really good card to showcase that this is a really good time to, bet on yourself and just try something out and put yourself out there. So that's also coming forward for you for the month of August as well. So now that we know the general feelings for the month of August, let's kind of move our focus towards Leo season. And if you're enjoying this reading so far, definitely be sure to give this video a like and let me know in the comments. But for Leo season, we're actually going to be looking into 2 different cards. You may feel like both of them correspond to you. Maybe it's just one or parts of them. So feel free to take one and leave the other. But we're going to see what archetype stepping into, as Leo is all about confidence, but not in an arrogant way. It's about just being confident and stepping into new roles and shining light on others, right? So we're going to see how that's coming forward for you when it comes to the archetype that you're sort of stepping into this month, or rather for Leo season. So for Leo season, group 1, which archetypes are they stepping into? So you have the champion, with both achievement and downfall as the key words. And then we will look for another one here as well, with the astronomer, discovery, and augury. Interesting. The astronomer makes me think of, and this is obviously more astrology based and not astronomy based, but it does make me think of like cosmic bodies and things like that, and that maybe, again, the setting of, more of the astrological season is going to be really helpful for you when it comes to the direction and discoveries that you might take. Also, this just can talk about that you might be stepping into a place this month where you are really taking on the astronomer role, right? An astronomer is always looking out there, looking for answers, looking into the universe to see how our world works, how the world ticks and moves and changes, and how things are evolving all the time, and how little we are in such a big universe. So when we're looking at this card, it's making me think that some of you are maybe stepping into a place where you're looking at your own world and becoming more of an astronomer or a cartographer, and you're looking at the world from a new point of view where the world is much bigger now. You're realizing you're looking outside of yourself. You're putting on new shoes. You're looking at relationships from a new point of view versus sort of one-sided and only in your little bubble. So it's giving you a lot of perception and awareness. As for the champion with achievement and downfall, this one's kind of interesting. Kind of reminds me more towards, or relates more towards this taking a chance on yourself feeling, because the champion is a really, really great card in that it's showcasing that you are stepping into a place in which you are achieving things. You're winning. You're doing really good, right? You are the champion. But at the same time, sometimes our champions can get a little bit arrogant, or we can get a little bit big-headed, and we think that we're on the top of the world and don't realize that there is still a opportunity to fall. So this is also a card that kind of feels like a reminder to you that even though things are set up to be very good, does not necessarily mean that you're going to be successful. But the more important thing is that you took a chance on yourself, and that you put yourself out there, and that you fought for yourself, you know what I mean? And sort of advocated for yourself here. So those are the cards that we have here, but I'm just going to finish off with sprinkling a couple of charms and seeing what they have to say. So do feel free to send your own energy in through time and space into the charms here. And let's mix them up for you for the month of August, group 1. Okay, got a lot of charms falling everywhere, so I'm gonna pick up the ones that fell to the side here and give them another go and see where they land. Okay, so we got a couple more showing up here. Okay, so let's have a little look. And this is everything we've got really going on. With achievement and downfall over on champion, you have the intuition charm coming in here. And then it's funny that it flew over here on chance. So those definitely feel related. But using your own intuition, following your gut, and following and trusting your gut is going to be a really important part of you having more of an achievement versus a downfall, right? So this is going to bring you towards your success. This is where you take your chances, is by following your intuition. You also have the number 3 showing up here, which is interesting because we've had a lot of 2s show up here. So 3 usually represents a community, or representing a partnership that is beyond just 1 or 2 people, but rather a whole community. So that's sort of showing up here with the champion as well. And then also you got the showing face charm, which represents like reputations. So there's also something showing up here that This achievement, this chance that you're taking, is possibly related to multiple people or a whole community of people whom which you are trying to get an achievement for, to sort of save face or to be able to have a better reputation or to help your reputation with others. The person whom which you might be having a relationship with when it comes to everything we've been talking about for the majority of the reading might be related to a Pisces in their sun, moon, or rising. Otherwise, the message here also is intuition, which is again the key to your achievements here. And what's interesting here is that, like I said, time has passed. You got the penny. This makes me think of like the penny drops. Like, this is the time, this is the setting, this is the moment for you to reconnect with someone, or a situation in which that had gone sour. This is like a rotten apple. And then this is the partnership charm of the dolphins. So when I see these all together, it's making me think that where it once was not working, but time has passed. So now things aren't as rotten. Things are in a really good place for you to be able to reconnect with this person or this relationship or this situation in which you have maybe put aside for a while because the setting or the time was not right. So that's really being like hammered in this reading. So I just wanted to reiterate it there with the charms. But those are all the ones you got here. They really only fell on the 2 cards. So I do hope that this reading has been useful and helpful to you in navigating your coming next few weeks for the month of August, as well as Leo season. Again, happy birthday to any Leos out there. And if you are interested in more of these pick a card readings, definitely feel free to subscribe, as I put out new readings every single Monday for love, career, spirituality, and others. And I also sprinkle in some charm casting educational videos and videos on grimoire tours and grimoire art magic. So feel free to check those out. And like I said, do feel free to like this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you're interested in getting your own reading beyond this and really getting deep into anything that happened here or other questions or queries that you have in your life, then definitely feel free to reach out in an email or a DM about getting your own snail mail reading, where I send a letter to you in the mail that's typewritten on a vintage typewriter and wax sealed closed just for your eyes only, to seek out the answers that you are looking for. So with that all said, thank you so much for hanging out here with me today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hello Group 2, if you've decided to choose this piece of blue tiger's eye, then this is the pile for you as we explore your month of August as well as Leo season. Again, big shout out to Leos out there. Happy birthday to you. And even though you may not be a Leo out there, even if you are, Leo season is an overarching astrological season that we're all experiencing. So we're going to be seeing messages related to that as well as August as a whole. So we're going to be doing that with the charms, as well as several different oracle decks and the tarot deck of the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Feeling that fiery energy from the backs of these cards, so I'm very excited. Do feel free to check out all of the different decks and supplies down below in the description. And let's get right into it. So feel free to use your own intuition as always as we move through this and see what is sparking for you. But we're going to look first into 3 different cards that relate to the main energies coming in for you energetically for the month of August. So feel free to connect with the cards, get cozy, get settled, get some water, some tea, a snack, whatever you'd like. And let's get right into it. So here we go. Group 2. Your next month of August. So what do you got going on for the month of August? Group 2. So you have here the universe, also known as the world card. I love this one in that it's just like she's dancing and just really in the rhythm of everything. That's what this one always makes me feel like she's in time, she's in rhythm, she's in a mindful state with the universe around her. Or around them in this case as well, that everything feels in tandem and balance. So I'm really liking that that's coming forward for you, where things don't feel overly chaotic or overly one way or the other. It just feels like things are quite just right when it comes to the rhythms of the universe and how you are connecting with those rhythms. You have the Justice card coming in here as well. Let's see if it connects with anything else here. So group Group 2. So you also have the Ace of Torches here. Very interesting cards to be getting. They don't feel immediately connected, almost like they're like 3 different chapters of different things going on. So in one case, like I said, you have the universe, where things at times are just feeling really in balance. I don't think the entire month is going to be perfect or in balance or everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. I don't really necessarily mean that. I more so mean that you are mindful, that you are in the moment, even if that's the good, even if that's the bad. Like, you're just in the moment. You're not trying to force things. You're not trying to fix things. You're just trying to, move from one moment to the next moment and be mindful as you do. And that's what I'm kind of getting here from the universe card. It's a very wise card. It's a very assured card, but it doesn't feel boastful or anything like that. So it's really beautiful to see this one where it just feels like you're dancing around and you're just taking each moment as it comes. The Justice card is a little bit different though. The Justice card is showcasing a little bit of a different story. So the Justice card here really represents consequences to our actions. And I know that can seem really scary because usually when we talk about consequences, we mean something negative, but Justice is not here to judge us, right? Justice is a completely equal party. They are not trying to choose sides. And so the fact that Justice is coming forward here kind of reminds me of that same feeling that you are in tandem, you are in balance, you are not trying to make things crazy happen. I just feel like you are in the moment this month, that you're just taking each moment for the one that comes next, because we can have beautiful consequences to our actions, ones that are really beautiful and wonderful, right? Like writing a kind note to a stranger, or telling a compliment, or doing a really good deed for someone, or finishing up a project, right? There are really beautiful consequences to those actions, and in the same way to actions we may not like near as much. And so the fact that you have this equal balance coming forward, and I'm almost seeing it reflected here in like the 2 celestial bodies that they are dancing around in this case, just makes me feel like, again, you're very much in tandem. You are very wise to move through this month in a place where you're just taking one step after the other. You're not trying to force anything, just like Justice isn't trying to pick sides. You're just taking one step after the other, following one muse to the next. And the reason why I say muse is you do have the Ace of Torches coming in here. And any ace in any of these suits of tarot, whether it's the torches or, or the wands, right? The cups, the swords, the pentacles, regardless of suit, aces usually represent a new idea emerging or a new beginning emerging, and usually one that is fleeting. It's not one that is always easy to catch. It's very easy to pass these opportunities and new beginnings by if we don't, take them on, right? You can have the kindling to start this fire, but the fire is not going to start if you don't put the matches in. So that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting here from the Ace of Torches, is you have all of this really balancing things happening. There's also an opportunity for you to maybe step into a place of following a passion, something that's getting a fire growing in your belly, that kind of feeling where you can feel like a new spark of inspiration coming forward, of creativity, of ambition growing in like the pit of your belly. That's the feeling that I'm getting here. Like a fire could start right under you in a really good way, but it does require a little bit of effort on your part to kind of get the kindling going, to blow on the kindling and get the fire going. And so this is an opportunity that's coming forward for you this month, and one to look out for. Whenever you're feeling that spark of creativity, that spark of inspiration, that maybe I should bake that pie today, maybe I should go to the store, maybe I should follow that path, maybe I should send out that email, whatever it is, because you're kind of working in a place of balance and just taking one moment from the next, it's going to feel a little bit different and probably outside of this balanced feeling, and maybe a little risky even to sort of follow whatever this kindling is. It might feel a little bit risky. It might feel a little like you're stepping off of your path, stepping out of a comforting space. And so that's something also to look out for. But like I said, this opportunity is fleeting. You can pass it by if you'd like, but it is something that is showing up here for you. So with that said, a very mysterious pile, even though very balanced. Let's go ahead and see what your blessing card is for the month. So this is going to show us a blessing on its way in from spirit for you, or you can see it as an energy most in your favor this month. So let's see what that energy is for you, group 2. What energy is most in your favor, a blessing from spirit coming forward for you this month? Okay, that feels completely right with everything else you have coming in here. I feel like even my voice has changed for your reading. It just, your energy feels so soothing and just very calming and just at ease. And so if you're not feeling that way right now, I just want to let you know that there's gonna feel like a little bit more of an ease in your life as we move through and as you traverse the coming month. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean everything is sunshine and rainbows, but you are more at ease. You are finding ways to be more at ease in situations that maybe aren't as easy. So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting just in general. But your blessing card here is the Song. I love this card. It is the Heart, Harmony, and Messages card with the Song. And it says here, would you be true? Would you listen to the sound of my heart as if it sings out loud through you? Would you stay with me? Very cute, very, very nice. So it could also be that, again, that you're really feeling calm in not only the universe, not only just feeling calm in yourself, but also just feeling, again, like, it kind of reminds me of like when you're watching a movie and, or, you know, like those like TikToks where it's like, you know, life feels like a movie the moment you put on a good soundtrack, right? Because now we're in a movie and now we've got a beautiful soundtrack. Or like when you're on a drive home and you just feel like you're the main character of a movie because you've got like this amazing music playing in the background and you just feel like the main character. That's the feeling that I'm getting here from the song. And again, it doesn't feel like an arrogant feeling or like a like boastful or something. I don't know, like being a main character, but like it's not like you've forgotten other people exist and that you're the main character, but rather just that, again, you're in tandem with other people, you're in step with other people and more understanding and more compassionate and more wise to the situation, in which that it almost gives you more ease, that it almost makes you feel more at ease because you feel supported by people around you. You feel comforted by the song that is the bustling of the people and just everyday mundane things happening around you, that you're not the only one, that you're not alone. Maybe that's kind of the energy I'm getting here, that you're not alone, that's what makes it kind of feel like there's this heart connection here. Really, really beautiful. I know it's kind of vague. I know I'm sounding kind of vague, but it just, that's kind of the energy of this month, is that it's not supposed to be specific. You're not overthinking anything. You're just very in the moment and very much feeling supported by others in your life. And so you can give that support back. Everything just feels in harmony. So let's go ahead and see your relationship card message. So this is going to look into the collective for, group 2, and we're going to see what's coming in for you guys collectively and more generally for relationships. But as always, feel free to think about a specific relationship in your life and see if that shows up here for you. But let's see your relationship card, an energetic sort of check-in for relationships this month. Group 2. Choose wisely. Interesting. Be discerning. You don't have to keep everything in your net. That's very interesting because it feels, again, like that wise feeling is coming forward and you got wisely. Maybe that you're making very wise choices this month about the people that you want to hang out with that actually give you support, harmony, care, understanding, compassion, right? There's maybe a place in which you are choosing people who actually choose you back, who actually look out for you back and support you back. So there's something showing up here when it comes to choose wisely, and that maybe you're going to have to kind of look at people in a new light. And like I said, with justice coming forward here, right, justice looks from a very objective perspective, and so maybe you are also learning from that that wise nature that is justice, and looking again from an objective perspective at those in your life, and maybe having to choose a bit more wisely about who you sort of allow into your space. Very interesting with everything else you have coming up here. But we are going to look into Leo season now, and then we'll be pulling some charms. But if you are enjoying this reading so far, as always, please do feel free to give this video a like. It really does help the channel, so I really do thank you. But we are going to look into your Leo season messages. So again, even if you're not a Leo, these still pertain to you. And we're going to see from Leo's perspective what two archetypes you might be kind of embodying this month, as I feel like Leos are really good at giving compliments and sharing, and kind of putting a spotlight on the beauty of our lives and putting a spotlight on us, right? If you've ever been around a Leo, they're really good at showcasing confidence, but not arrogance, and showcasing the light in each of us, which is really beautiful. So we're going to see what archetypes you might be stepping into as we move through the month, or rather Leo season. So which archetypes are you stepping into for Leo season? And you might be feeling one or both of these, but let's see, Leo season, archetypes they may be stepping into. So first off, you have the painter with productivity and creation. Very interesting, because we did talk about you having that fiery feeling coming forward, and then you see all this fire or golden light showing up here on the paint. So maybe you guys are legit painting, but also the painter can just talk about working from a place of expression, creativity, and like they said, productivity here too. So let's see what your other one is. Group 2 here, the month of August for Leo season. You also have the Assassin, ruthless and conviction. I'm not necessarily getting the ruthlessness, but this is making me think again of that Justice card, especially since the eyes are black here as well as in the skull. So it really feels connected here. It's interesting how they showed up here opposite. But the ruthlessness feels more so, and conviction is more so, like, again, related to that choose wisely of needing to be discerning about the people you allow into your life, and needing to kind of maybe advocate for yourself, or to be able to discern and weed out those whom which do not bring harmony, joy, support, care into your life with the actions that they do. Not necessarily what they say they're going to do, not necessarily how they say they want to do better or they want to do these things, but how their actions are objectively coming forward. So something about that is coming forward here, where I feel like you're being more objective. I feel like you're looking from a place of looking at another's actions versus their words, and how they follow through on those actions, and if they do align with you or not. So there's something coming forward there with the Assassin. And then the painter feels more connected to that creativity, that fire in your gut, in your belly, in which you want to nurture to grow. So those are the energies coming forward so far, but of course I want to pull some charms to finish off your reading. So do feel free to send your energy into the charms, and we'll see what they bring back. So here we go. Group 2, the month of August in Leo season. Okay, not a ton of charms showing up here today, but we're going to see a little bit closer. So you had over here the silver star charm. And what I like about this one is it always makes me think of, sometimes we're forcing ourselves to get a gold star. We're forcing ourselves to be perfect and go after the gold star, when the silver is just as good. And sometimes it takes a little bit of that pressure off, right? And so there's something showing up here between, getting that fire underneath you, but also between that just letting things come and go as they do, and kind of just rolling with the punches and moving through a situation with a lot more harmony and ease. Those two are really connecting here with that silver star, and a reminder to kind of ease off things, to give a little bit more of a break to yourself, a little bit of grace, and more understanding and compassion towards yourself when it comes to like perfectionism. And when it comes to this fiery feeling, it might have been something that you've tried to explore before, because you did get like the ancient, this is literally an ancient coin, an ancient coin charm. So this can represent something that's from childhood that's coming forward. It could be something from a different part of your life that's coming back and resurfacing, an old hobby, a new exciting passion or ambition that you had kind of rising back up. So that's something to consider. You also have the nostalgia charm, which is kind of again related to childhood or related to creativity here when it comes to both the painter and the fiery ace of torches. So again, that's just reminding me again that this is something that has shown up before and that it's resurfacing. And between both the song Choose Wisely and the assassin with ruthlessness and conviction, you have the unicorn charm. So it could be that someone isn't believing in you, someone isn't maybe supporting you, or someone isn't really seeing you for your unique qualities. That is causing you to need to choose wisely, or need to, objectively look at the situation from a new point of view. So overall, those are all of the cards and charms that I have here for you for the month of August, as well as Leo season. If you did enjoy this reading, do be sure to give this video a like and let me know in the comments down below how it resonated for you. Oh, I've just realized you have another charm hanging out up here as well. You have the Lego charm, which usually represents a really good foundation. So something about that showing up here when it comes to building a better foundation for you this month, that the actions that you take are towards building a better foundation for yourself. So thought I'd throw that out there here at the exiting of your reading. But if you did enjoy the reading, like I said, do feel free to let me know. And also, if you're interested in these pick a card readings, I put out new readings every single Monday, as well as sprinkling in some art magic, grimoire tours, charm casting master guides, and more. So do feel free to subscribe. And if you're interested in going even deeper into any question, query, or topic on your mind, do feel free to let me know through an email or through a Instagram DM, and I can send you more information about the snail mail readings that I do, where I send a letter to you in the mail. It's typewritten on a vintage typewriter and sent along with a wax seal, so it's just for your eyes only on any of those questions or queries on your mind. So do feel free to reach out if that's something you're interested in. Lots of helpful reviews over on my Instagram that you can check out in the highlights. And thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hello Group 3, if you've decided to choose this piece of red Jasper, then this is the pile for you as we navigate and look into the different energies coming forward and blessings for the month of August. But we're also going to be playing around with Leo season as well. Again, happy birthday to any Leos out there. As a Leo rising, I'm very excited to see the messages you have coming forward. And excited about Leo season. Even if you're not a Leo, it is an astrological season, so it's happening for everyone. So do feel free to, look into it regardless of the sun sign that you have. But we're going to be playing around with the charms here, as well as several different oracle decks, with the tarot deck of choice being the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. I'll have all of this listed down below in the description in case you're curious what decks and supplies we're using here today. But we are going to be looking into your month of August, so feel free to get yourself cozy, get settled, get comfortable. Feel free to get a snack or a cozy blanket or some water or tea or whatever you'd like. And we're going to start by putting out 3 different cards to see the main energies coming forward for you. So definitely feel free to connect with the deck, send your own energy in, meditate on them, or pause if you'd like to. And let's go ahead and pull 3 cards for you. So group 3 here, the month. Oh, there we are, already starting off here with the star for the month of August. So the star is a really beautiful card to have coming forward, especially since Leo season is or rather Leos are ruled by the sun, which is a star. It's the only cosmic body that we are looking at that isn't a planet for the majority of astrological stuff. So the star coming forward just feels like such a feeling of hope and renewal, and just like a fresh start is the feeling that I'm getting here. Like that fresh feeling that you feel after you've been grungy and you just feel gross, and you get into the shower or a bath, or you just take a moment to kind of cleanse yourself, and then when you come out you feel so fresh. You feel like a whole different person, like you just took off your skin and started anew. And that's the feeling that I'm getting here from this star, that you are really getting a beautiful renewal, and one that feels so much more optimistic and hopeful. So let's see what that is connected to. So as always, do feel free to use your own intuition as well and see what's coming forward for you. I always encourage that. So let's see the month of August for group 3 here with red Jasper. Group 3. Ooh, lots of cards. Let's have a little look here. So first off, you have the Wheel of Fortune coming forward. And I'm not really feeling those other bundles because none of them had like a single card. So we're going to look at this one here in a second. But let's get a little bit more information here with one more card for the month of August. So you also have the moon showing up here. So all of your cards are major arcana cards. So if you're not familiar with tarot, there's the majors and the minors. So you think the minors are basically the everyday things, the more mundane stuff going on, and the majors are bigger life events or bigger energies that are impacting you. And so the biggest energy that you had coming forward, like I said, was the star. This feeling of renewal, of hope, of like just feeling so fresh and clean, and like a clean slate is coming forward. So that's really, really nice to see, whether it's a mental shift or whether you're physically changing in some way, maybe taking on a new style or finding another way to have a fresh start, or something else coming in. Regardless, that's a really impactful message and image that I just keep getting in my brain of like out of the shower feeling. That's coming forward for you for the month of August. But like I said, you have two other cards coming forward with both the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon. The Moon usually talks about things that are kind of related to our wild side. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here from this moon. Sometimes it can relate to illusions, even maybe a rose-colored glasses feeling that I'm getting here, especially with the way the moon looks here, with this rosy color. So I'm getting this feeling that like this month is going to be where you're like, I'm done with this old stuff. I just want to put on a new skin, start fresh, have this hopeful energy. I'm going to put on my rose-colored glasses. I'm going to allow myself to live in these illusions and just let, life move forward. Because the Wheel of Fortune talks about time and allowing ourselves to, feel both the ups and downs of the wheel of the year, to move through both the highs and the lows. And so I feel like you're on a high. I feel like this month is definitely a high, really impacted mostly by this fresh start. But I really think it's a mindset change in the fact that you've got the moon coming up here, and it's like, yeah, this moon may be crying in the club, but down here I feel like you're like, whatever, it's fine. So it is something to be careful of whenever you put rose-colored glasses on. We can miss signs, we can miss cautionary things, we can miss telltale signs of things we should maybe be looking out for. So, when you're wearing sunglasses, we may not realize, the way our world truly looks. And that's the feeling that I'm getting here. Yes, it can be really good to be on a high, and I'm not saying to like not follow that, but just to be aware and to remind yourself that sometimes you have to take those off, even if it means that you're having to kind of live in reality for a minute, just to make sure you're safe, to make sure you're in a place that feels safe, especially when you're putting the trust of others in, on putting trust in others with these rose-colored glasses on. So that's just something as a little bit of a cautionary message that's coming forward, that I feel like you're really on a high this month. So follow the high, see where it takes you, have fun with it, of course, but that's coming forward as well. So let's see your blessing card for the month of August as well. So we're going to be pulling this out. This could be a blessing from spirit, or you can also see it, if you're not really loving the blessing idea, you can also see this as an energy most in your favor this month. So we're going to be seeing what that is for you for the month of August. Group 3, an energy most in their favor, or a blessing from spirit coming forward. Or maybe both. So, group 3, what's a blessing coming forward for group 3? An energy most in their favor. It's kind of taking its time here. So definitely feel free to, connect with the cards. See if they have anything to say. Okay, so you got the dance with trust, body, and catharsis. I love this because we were just talking about, putting on these rose-colored glasses and feeling like, are you allowed to or is it wise, rather, to put these rose-colored glasses on and to allow someone to hold you, to trust in them, to put trust in someone with these rose-colored glasses on. And the fact that you're getting this as a blessing card with the word trust really makes me think that there's someone in your life that you truly do trust enough to be able to put these rose-colored glasses on and feel supported, to feel safe, to feel like you can put trust in them because you already knew them before putting the glasses on. You know what I mean? So there's something coming forward there where you really already are in tandem, in dance, in connection and flow with someone. You're already trusting in someone whom which you are in the dance of life with, whether that's in a more personal relationship, whether that's supported financially, whether it's through emotional support or others. Regardless, I feel like you have someone in your corner whom which you can trust, both when you take these rose-colored glasses off, but also when you put them on, so that someone's looking out for you. Kind of reminds me of having someone, if you're going out and you're going to drink, right? And having someone be the driver and having someone be the one not drinking for the night. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. They're still going to be in reality while you put your rose-colored glasses on, and that you can trust that they're going to make sure you're okay. So that's the feeling that I get here, that you have someone in your life that's in your corner to help you, to remember you're allowed to dream, that you're allowed to play like a little kid, that you're allowed to be silly and vulnerable and funny and just being yourself with these rose-colored glasses on, right? In, kind of like a little kid when they've got those on, where they don't really see the reality of a situation, but a parent is looking out for them. That's the feeling that I'm really getting here from the dance. So very beautiful to see, especially with all those little stars in the background too, related to that renewal and hope. So speaking as we've been talking a lot about trust and relationships, let's go ahead and pull you a relationship card for the month. So we're going to see the energy of, more in general, the collective relationship card coming forward. But as always, feel free to send your energy in to the deck to talk about a specific relationship that you might be thinking of. But let's go ahead and see more generally for you, group 3. A relationship energetic check-in for group 3 for the month of August. Several are trying to make their way out, but I'm kind of waiting for one to really announce itself. So group 3, the month of August. The ocean. Very fun, because I was just talking about a wild side that came from the moon. And the ocean is very wild with the be beautiful, mysterious, wild, and free. So I really feel like, again, a relationship in your life whom which you trust to allow you to move through a situation where you need to really flow, literally, move like the ocean. Lots of your cards are showcasing water here, a waterway, tears, right? That you are moving like the ocean, that you're just letting things flow. You're being wild, free, seeing what happens, not trying to control the path of life. Feels really nice. So trying to make sure you can see everything here. But just in general, it really feels like that's what's going on here with the ocean. The ocean making me also think that there's this really big relationship in your life that feels as big and as deep and as powerful in its support, trust, and care in your life when it comes to a relationship as the ocean, right? The ocean is big and it's wide and it's deep and it's huge and it's wild and it's free, but it's also something that supports a lot of life. And so that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here when it comes to a relationship in your life, that they are big and deep and mysterious, but they are also very supportive. So let's go ahead and move into some Leo season messages. And if you're enjoying this reading so far, do be sure to give this video a like. Let me know in the comments. That kind of stuff really helps the channel, and I love to hear your thoughts. But we're going to pull a Leo season message here, or 2 messages actually, and then we'll pull some charms. But we're going to see Leo season is all about sort of, sometimes we can see Leos as being kind of arrogant, taking the spotlight. But a lot of the time, Leos actually like to shine the spotlight on others. They feel confident enough in themselves to want to be like giving out really beautiful compliments and sharing their joy and sharing the joy they see in others, right? So there's this really beautiful message there. And I really want to see the archetype that's coming forward for you for this month. What are they shining a light on? What archetype are they shining a light on when it comes to Leo season? Or are you shining a light on of yourself for Leo season this month, or rather for the season? Hopefully that made sense. Basically, we're looking at your archetypes that you're moving into. So the month of August for Leo season for group 3. So you have the Herald, I never know which way to say it, with small regrets and longing. And then you also have one other one, and you might be feeling one or both of these, so feel free to take one and leave the other. What other archetype might you be stepping into and moving into for Leo season? I know this one fell, but this top card is the one that I immediately flipped over the moment those fell. So I'm going to take this one with the Sailor, New Influences and Wanderlust. This one just makes a lot of sense, right? We've been seeing a ton of that watery feeling, and you're navigating this ocean, you're navigating a new wild space in your life, a new freedom that you maybe haven't had, this wanderlust feeling, a lot of new beginnings, this fresh feeling. And also sailors, right, they navigated by the stars, and so there's a lot of stars lining up here for you. The stars are aligning literally in your cards. And so I really feel like if you're stepping into the Sailor, that this is just you stepping again into that wild, free space to explore something new about yourself, maybe explore a new part of yourself, or explore a new maybe a new version of yourself, right? A new style, a new way of being that maybe is a little different than how others maybe have viewed you or seen you in the past. So there's something about that showing up here, charting some new waters. And then the Herald or Herald, I never know which way it goes, with small regrets and longing. This is usually representative of a messenger or something, a message that bring something forward. So there's a lot of messages, but the message here is making sure that you don't, I feel like you are living in a place that is wild and free because you don't want to regret not having done so. You don't want to look back and be like, I should have done this. I should have allowed myself this. I should have taken off all that grungy baggage that you were feeling and just stepped out feeling wild and free again. So there's something showing up here too, but these really feel connected, in which that you are moving out of a place where you feel like only a child or only someone who is young and free is allowed that freedom, but you're allowed it too, right? We don't have to live in a place of longing for what once was. We can move into a new space once again to kind of get back to some of those wishes and dreams and things that we want to put those rose-colored glasses on for. So that's the feeling that I'm getting here from your cards so far for Leo season. But let's go ahead and pull some charms and see if there's anything to, finish up here for your reading. So definitely feel free to connect with the charms here. Lots of chatty ones here today. So let's see what they have to say. Okay, let's see where it lands. This one rolls, so it's kind of hard to say, which is kind of funny because this charm literally represents cloudy weather, things being a little bit mysterious, right? Clouds are kind of a mysterious phenomenon. It kind of wanted to fall here near the moon, which makes sense if you guys have ever looked at the moon at night with all of these beautiful clouds. It looks like a really mysterious and sometimes like auspicious landscape or ominous landscape, but I really feel like this is just related to this feeling of wanting to put those rose-colored glasses on, not to see things clearly, because you want to put a little bit of a cloudy cover over things. So that's coming forward. You also got the fluffy charm showing up here on that small regrets and longing feeling. And the fluffy charm usually represents trying to literally, like, it's making me think of like a pillow, that you have to fluff back up, that you're trying to bring new life into this pillow or into this space. So there's something that's felt very like you're longing for something and you're hoping for something and you're trying to get to something, but like it's never changing. And I feel like you're changing it up. You're tossing that pillow around. You're fluffing it back up. And that's the feeling that I'm getting here for your month. You also have here the light charm. This can represent the Ace of Cups for me, but I'm also getting this feeling too with this one. Because it's the Ace of Cups. I know it seems like the weirdest charm to have for the Ace of Cups, but it's just in my brain now as that. But the Ace of Cups with this dance card can really represent, again, putting trust in someone, putting your feelings and putting yourself out there with someone, because the Ace of Cups really can represent putting our emotions out there and that kind of thing. And then you also got the Twisted Illusions charm, but because it fell upside down, makes me think that, again, you can put trust in someone. They're not trying to give you illusions. They're not trying to change things up, but rather, you are putting an illusion on for yourself with those rose-colored glasses. They're there to support you. So that feels, again, like a message that's lining up with the things we've already talked about. And then over here on the Sailor with New Influences and Wanderlust, you got the mixing and mingling charm of it's not so black and white. Things aren't so black and white. Things aren't always so crisp and clean with these perfect clean lines, right? There's a gray area there. So the gray area charm is showing up here on the Sailor, which is kind of interesting because it's about new influences, wanderlust, moving and adventuring and trying on new or charting new waters, right? So the fact that you have this gray area here makes me think that the seas aren't always going to be easy, right? They're not always going to be breezy and calm and perfect, even with the rose-colored glasses on, but like you're up for navigating them. So that's really nice to see here too. So overall, those are all of your charms and cards here for your month of August, as well as Leo season. If you did enjoy this reading, like I mentioned, feel free to let me know in the comments down below and give this video a like. And if you're interested in these pick a card readings, I put out new readings every single Monday for love, career, spirituality, and others that I think you'd really enjoy. And I also have an entire master guide on charm casting, as well as grimoire tours and grimoire videos for our Magick. So feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more of those. And if you would like to get a reading on any subject or topic that's in your life that you'd like to look into, I do snail mail readings for private readings, where I send a letter to you in the mail. It's typewritten on a vintage typewriter. It's wax sealed closed for your eyes only, and I put a lot of time, care, and consideration into your question or your topic on a more personal level. So if that's something you're interested in, I have lots of helpful and honest reviews over on my Instagram, more information over there. And if you have any questions or you want to learn more, do feel free to reach out through an email or a DM. But with that all said, thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.